Hi guys, today I have the honor to be in Master Kirk McCune house. He came to my seminar and we had a good feeling. He gave me the honor to be my feeder during the seminar. We never had the occasion to meet each other before. You know, between swordmen, isn't it? We had
comradeship,
yes,
fraternal feelings of camaraderie.
yes. So I want to give a chance to Master Kirk to ask a few questions about who is him, and you know. So let's start with the first question. Thanks for the interview, sir.
My pleasure.
And so, gentlemen, the first question is: can you tell us a bit about your background? Who are you? What you do? And just in short.
Yeah, I'd be glad to. My name is Kirk McCune. I represent the Bahala Na Martial Arts Association. It's also known as Giron Escrima. This is my teacher was Grandmaster Leo Giron. He is known as the father of Lagamano in the United States. World War II hero. And many people know Grandmaster Giron's story. Also, Grandmaster Tony Somera of Stockton, California. I was very happy to come and meet you and support another bladed art, bladed escrimador. The art of the blade is so precious, and I see distortions on the internet. I want to keep our art, the Bahala Na art, as pure as possible, and I see you doing similar things with your art of Illustrissimo, and it's just a real honor to meet people, like-minded people.
Thank you, sir. So, can you tell us when did you start learning Bahala Na, and under who you started, and who were your teachers?
Yeah, I can tell you. I had not trained in any martial arts, and I believe I started my first class in Bahala Na in 1996. My first teacher was a man named Mike Doctolero, and this was at Steve Tarani's school in Southern California. Another man that was there at that time was a man named J.J. Johnson, who's gone on from Eskrima to becoming a heart surgeon. And but quickly my teacher became, as many people became, Grandmaster Leo Giron, where I would travel to Stockton from Southern California, train with Grandmaster Giron, and Grandmaster Tony, and the other guys up in the Stockton group, Club Number 1. And definitely, once I met Grandmaster Giron and Grandmaster Tony, I trained in Bahala Na Eskrima every day since then.
So roughly, you start with the GM Giron 1996?
96, yes.
Until he died, he passed away.
Yes, 2001.
And then you kept going, training with GM Tony Somera, right?
I was training with Grandma. I had achieved, rank in the system. I had graduated from the system. I started to travel with Grandmaster Tony to do seminars. And like we were talking about before, that was really where my fine-tuning of the art came to me, is what being on the road with Grandmaster Tony, going to at least one seminar a year, many times twice a month, seminar a month, sometimes twice a month, and just the road warrior antics of being with the GM, the troubles of travel, the trials and tribulations. You know yourself that the glamour of the road is highly overrated.
Isn't it?
All we want to do is be at home.
Yes.
But we have the duty to be out there promoting the art, playing the art, and showing our art to make sure that we propagate the art in the proper way. So that was really a wonderful time. I wouldn't give up for anything. Grandmaster Tony traveling, and then we were together as much as possible, in the meantime.
Then, thanks for answering. So then GM Tony Somera passed away. Before passed away, you became, or you decided to meet?
Yeah, thank goodness. I had been around enough. We had worked hard enough. Grandmaster Tony felt that I'd achieved a decent proficiency in the art where he could go ahead and promote me to master in 2006. So I was able to achieve the rank, start to work in my responsibilities, start to build myself to be the person that needed to be there, to be like Grandmaster Hiron, Grandmaster Tony. It's easy to assist the master, easy to assist the Grandmaster, but as you start to become that person, you realize the dedication, the hard work that it takes of what those men have done for us. And I started to appreciate that gift in definitely from the day I started training, but definitely in 2006 I understood the responsibilities that were coming to me to take this great art into the future, and to and then I had Grandmaster Tony for until 2013 as a mentor, where he was showing me the fine-tuning that it would take to in some way not replace him, but to start to take over from him, to start to take that baton and run it, you know, into the future.
He was the one to ask you to keep going the legacy and make the heir of the system.
Yeah, myself and Master Joel Juanitas were promoted at the same time. Our art is very specific, where we are not going to have any more Grandmaster in the Bahala Na art. This was in reference to Grandmaster Leo Hiron, who earned the title in battle. Grandmaster Tony, as his heir, specific heir, was granted the title of Grandmaster, so there would be no mistake of who the heir was to Grandmaster Hiron. This is also part of their legacy as brothers in the Leonario del Trabajo, the Filipino Lodge. The martial arts to Grandmaster Hiron was a hobby. It was something that he used as a tool in World War II to save his life and the life of his men. But the real essence of his life as a leader and as a man was the Filipino Lodge. And Grandmaster Tony was his lodge brother, who Grandmaster Hiron had sponsored to be in the lodge. And so the Grandmaster relationship was not only from the art, but was from a deeper friendship and relationship that came from the Filipino Lodge. So that being said, the title of Master is, like you say, the heir to the art.
Yes.
And there needs to be 3 masters, because that's the way that it's laid out in our association. It's the way it's laid out in the Filipino Lodge. And we try to keep to that to honor the history of where our art came from, and the history of the struggle of the Mnongs that came before us, that were playing the eskrima and arnis, not for sport and not for, you know, exercise, but for their own survival, their daily survival. These men were in Stockton, California, and other places in the United States, far from home, without the protection of the law, and their eskrima meant something different to them. If, God forbid, one of us has to fight in war, you know, many of our members are in the army or in the military. One of those people may earn the art, earn the title of Grandmaster, but I'm hoping that that's not me. I'm content with my position now.
Thank you, sir. I see you have a fan. It's not because it's hot, because we have AC here. So, you told me something before this interview. It was Master Kirk was explaining me about all the styles. So can you give us a...
I can. This was a very important thing. This was passed from one of Grandmaster Hiron's teachers, Flaviano Vergara, who offered Grandmaster Hiron the Master's fan. This is a representation of the Master's fan that was created by Grandmaster Hiron. It has the 20 styles of the Hiron art, going from the kataanen, the old style to the new style, the Largo Mano style, the Kabara 1 style.
Yeah, just for showing, yeah, would be nice. Thank you.
In between are the bridge styles that span the gap between the old style and the new style. And these are the styles that we can choose from combatively to find the right answer to the right question at the right time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of symbolism and history to this fan. But mainly it's an expression of our art, the 20 styles of our art, the fan of the master, and it's available not just for me, but for anyone.
The things that was interesting that you was explaining me before that there is the old style and new style, but in case of emergency, in case of war, actually in a regular daily basics trainings, you will start, if I understood correctly, from the default, right? And then they keep going and learning new systems, new styles. But in case of war, will be the contrary, if I understood correctly, right? We start from the Largo Mano, right? Correct?
Yes, that's true. The Difando style, the anchor style, there's a misconception that it refers to the stance, which is a solid stance, a fighting stance. But as any fighting stance, it has to be fluid. It has to be mobile.
No statics.
And so what it really refers to is that as the art is developed, Grandmaster Giron created a learning method, a training method, and the Difando style is the style that we all train in. Every Bahala Na trained person has the Difando style as their
beginning. That's
foundation.
Foundation.
It has the fundamental principles of the art, and it has every other style of the 20 styles within the style of Difando.
Yes.
The art at this time opens and closes onto the Difando. And what I was trying to say before is that the Largo Mano style, Estilo Matador, the killer style played by Grandmaster Giron in World War II, fighting the Japanese, is within the Difando style. But that's a learning style. If there was war today, we would start the opposite way and go from the Largo Mano style and teach backwards, because we would definitely need it. Right now our responsibility is to become better people, is to be more involved in our community, is to have a form of exercise and community and this is all contained for us while we're learning the art in the Difando style. If it's war, we have to protect our family, we have to protect ourselves. We go directly to the Largo Mano, the direct style, the perfected style, the scientific style of the Largo Mano style, and put our enemies in the ground.
Yes, thank you, sir. So you gave a nice explanation about some features of this nice system. I think you are looking for the future. I think you are looking for new generations. So how are you going to plan the future for the Bahala Na to be preserved in order, as has been taught to you, and for the next generation?
Yeah, struggling with the same issues that we've talked about. New generation who enjoys electronic gadgets, who doesn't necessarily like to be outside and to engage in physical activity, and who we've created a very safe society in general, who don't feel any risk to themselves as far as learning a little bit of self-defense. But that's the key right there. It's when we let our guard down and we take no notice of the world around us, where there are some bad people, and we need to take a moment to think of our own health and our own safety. Bahala Na is there to answer that need. Train a little bit in the art, a little bit about the self-defense. If something bad happens, you'll be able to easily deal with the problem and go on with your mission, go on with your life. We train Escrima to preserve life, and my job is to present the art pure, form as it was taught to me. The job of the other gurus in the art and of our students in the art, they feel the same responsibility, where they are going to show you what you know. If you don't know, you ask a question. Your brothers and sisters in the art will help you, and the family art of Bahala Na will go into the future because it's in our heart, and I'll offer it through my hand, and I have no worries that it's going to be passed on, because it was passed on to me. I can now pass it on to someone else.
Thank you, sir. Do you have a last message before we end this interview?
Yes, find a Escrima art. Find an Arnese art. There are many wonderful arts out there. There's one for you. The camaraderie that we find in the Filipino martial arts, the discipline that we find within the Filipino martial arts. My history is in the bladed arts, which creates a discipline that I feel is beyond any other art that I've ever seen, because we can't make a mistake.
Yes.
So you have to find that perfection. So my advice to anyone would be to get out there, train diligently. Your life will change for the better. I know mine has. And you will actually be doing something positive for the world, and you will have a unique position in the world as one of the good guys. Dip your cup into the well of knowledge, and you will be well rewarded for that.
Thank you, sir. Guys, I think this is a great interview. Sir Kirk, Master Kirk, so I had a good explanation about what you think about FMA in general and in specific in Bahala Na. I really thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
For this opportunity, and stay tuned, guys.
All right. Thank you.